Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to explore.
Excellent. Well, today we're taking a look at, well, I guess you could call them real-life Pokemon.
Oh, I'm intrigued. We're talking about like mythical creatures or something.
Even better, we're diving into the world of axolotls.
Yeah, the axolotl, a fascinating choice.
They really are. We've got a great article here all about them called Axolotl, Facts about the Amazing Mexican Walking Fish. So let's jump right in.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so first off, what makes these guys so special?
Well, right off the bat, the axolotl kind of breaks the mold when it comes to amphibians.
So
Well, it's all because of this thing called neoteny. It means they basically stay in their like juvenile form their whole lives.
wait, really? So like they never fully grow up?
Exactly. Most amphibians, they start out as tadpoles, then they morph into frogs or toads and lose their gills and all that. But axolotls, they just kind of say, I'm good with the gills, thanks.
Hold on, so they just like stay underwater forever?
Pretty much. They're perfectly happy hanging out in their lake, breathing with those feathery gills, looking all cute.
That's wild, but why? Why wouldn't they want to like explore the land?
Think about it. They've evolved in these lake systems in Mexico. The water's plentiful, food is there, and they've got everything they need. It's been a winning strategy for them.
So they've basically found their perfect little niche.
Precisely.
I gotta admit though, that does make me wonder, like, what would happen if their environment changed? Could they adapt?
That's a very good question, and honestly one that scientists are still grappling with.
Okay, but let's move on to something else that blows my mind about these guys. Their ability to regenerate.
Mm.
It's like Wolverine level healing.
Oh, absolutely. Limbs, tail, parts of their spinal cord, even parts of their heart and brain. It's truly remarkable.
Seriously, it's like straight out of a comic book. Like, you lose a leg, no big deal, just grow a new one.
And no scarring either. The way they do it is mind-boggling.
So, have scientists figured out how they do it?
They're working on it. And let me tell you, it's complex. There's a lot we still don't understand.
Yeah, I can imagine. But think about it. If we could crack the code on axolotl regeneration.
The medical applications would be revolutionary. Imagine being able to regrow damaged organs or tissues in humans.
It's mind-blowing. It makes you wonder what other secrets these creatures are hiding.
Well, how about their looks? Have you seen the variety of colors they come in?
Oh, yeah. The pink ones are my favorite. They look like gummy candy.
Those are the leucistic variety. You've also got golden black and the wild type, which are usually brown with those characteristic black speckles.
It's amazing how much variation there is within a single species.
It really speaks to the power of genetics and how different traits can manifest. It makes you think about the role of color, too. Like, in the wild, those speckles probably help them blend in, right?
Camouflage. That makes sense. But those bright pink ones, I don't think they'd blend in too well.
No, those are more of a captive bred trait. People love them because they're so striking.
Speaking of captive-bred axolotls, I did come across something a little less cute about them during my research.
Oh, do tell.
Well, it seems those adorable baby axolotls, under certain conditions, they might, snack on each other.
Ah, yes, the cannibalism thing.
Yeah, that. It kind of freaked me out when I first read about it. Imagine your little sibling just biting off your arm.
It sounds gruesome, but it's important to remember that it usually only happens when food is scarce. It's a survival tactic, a last resort. And, well, they can always regrow those limbs.
That's true. I guess in their world, it's not as big a deal. Still kind of creepy, though.
Nature can be harsh sometimes. But speaking of survival tactics, let's talk about their breathing.
Oh yeah, the triple breathing system. That's another thing that makes them totally unique.
Exactly. Gills for underwater, lungs if they need to surface for air, and even their skin can absorb oxygen. They're prepared for anything.
It's like they've got a backup plan for their backup plan.
Exactly. It makes them incredibly adaptable to their environment.
Sadly, though, it seems like even all those adaptations aren't enough to protect them completely. I mean, they're critically endangered, right?
Unfortunately, yes. Their wild populations are dwindling. They're only found in one place in the world, Lake Xochimilco in Mexico.
And what's causing that decline?
It's a combination of things. Pollution is a major factor, as well as habitat loss and the introduction of invasive species.
So basically, humans messing things up again.
Pretty much. It's a sad reality, but it's also a call to action. We need to protect these amazing creatures in their habitat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it makes you realize how important those lab-bred populations are. I mean, if we lose them in the wild.
We'd lose a vital source of knowledge about these incredible animals.
Okay, so before we wrap things up, I've got to ask about the name, Axolotl. It sounds, I don't know, almost mythical.
It does, doesn't it? And fittingly, that the name has its roots in Aztec mythology.
No way. Tell me more.
Well, Axolotl comes from the name of an Aztec god, Axolotl.
And what was this god like, the god of Axolotl?
Not quite. Xolotl was associated with transformation, guidance, and, interestingly, death.
Death. That seems kind of dark for such a cute creature.
Well, in Aztec mythology, death wasn't always seen as the end. It was more about change, rebirth. And Xotl was often depicted as a dog-headed figure leading souls to the underworld.
So kind of like a guide through the darkness.
Exactly. And